Hello and welcome back to the Miniature Realms channel. Another short video, a little bit sooner than I expected actually. So welcome to vlog number 6 in my Epic Battles ACW series. I think the last video I did would have been an unboxing of these buildings here. Unboxing and review of the Sarissa Precision 15mm buildings that came in the larger bundle starter for Warlord Games Epic Battles ACW. You can buy these separately as well. It's one kit and you get all three. There's an unboxing, would have been the last video on the channel I imagine, so go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. So I show you them on their sprues, if that's the right word, on their sheets of MDF, and then I show them built. I don't put you through the boringness of actually building them. And I didn't think I was going to paint them for a while, to be honest with you. And those of you that paint a lot or well, no, it's sometimes tiring, and I paint for a living, so I'd spent the day at my desk painting, and I wanted to do some hobby, and I came up to my hobby room and I sat down and I thought, I'm going to do some paint some miniatures, and I thought I want to do something simple, so I put on an audiobook and I thought, right, I'm just going to start working on the buildings, and they painted up really quickly, back 2.5 hours or so. So here we are, from me thinking that I wouldn't be showing you painted pictures for potentially weeks or even months. I think I'm recording this the day after I recorded the other video, I think, so when this goes out it'll probably be a few days after. But let's have a little look at them. I'm rambling now, so let's have a little look at them. So it says 2 houses, it's described as 2 houses and a Dutch barn. I'm assuming then that this must be the Dutch barn, but I would argue it's not a house. It looks like stables to me, and I thought these were stable doors. I could Google Dutch barn and find out whether this is the right style, but yeah, we'll go with it. So I kind of did a bit like I did with the previous one. For those of you who've seen that video, lots of contrast paint as a base layer, and I've done a little bit of sponging on top just to create a little bit of texture. So it's black prime, then grey fairly heavily over the top. And I've used a lot of contrast apothecary white mixed in with skeleton horde on this to create the sides, just sponged on white. There, the green is Creed Camo or something like that, which is a contrast one. The roof is Wildwood, deliberately made patchy by using a wet brush, clean brush over the top afterwards to take some off. A few other colours and things in there. I'm not going to list the full thing, it's not a tutorial, but I'll just give the idea that you can do quite a lot of contrast, and the sponging stuff afterwards makes a lot of difference. I've added weathering powders onto the roof and onto the bottoms and the side, a little bit of Vallejo thick mud, European mud around the edges and the bottom as well, including tufts. I think I mentioned on my unboxing video that it probably should base this, because these are going to be quite weak and fall off. I've broken them off twice already. They are now extra super glued on. I've got tufts up there as if some moss or lichen or something has grown, but we'll see how long they last. But I do like to leave them unbased so they fit in on any mat and don't look out of place. But that's the first one anyway. I think this is supposedly counted as another house, not the Dutch barn. I don't know why I assumed Dutch barn was this style roof, but I don't know, there's no basis for that, so I'm guessing the larger one is the barn, and this is one of the 2 houses. I think the reason I thought barn was because there's clearly these big doors here now, but maybe some history buff will be able to tell me what they meant. I know nothing about North American architecture in the 1860s. Apart from what I can see in pictures and what looks right, I know nothing about it in terms of detail and things. Similar paint scheme to the first building I did on a previous video, so it's contrast, Blood Angels red, washed off, Wildwood roof, the same green I talked about a moment ago, and the same weathering powders and things around the edge, and it took it quite well. Fairly quick to paint. This was the easiest to build. It was just enjoyable. I just had a relaxing evening painting big buildings, not having to worry about being too detailed with my paintbrush and things, and had a lot of fun doing it. Listened to an audiobook, so good fun. And then the last one, which is definitely a house. You get the light under there, so you got a little veranda on this house, slightly different colours. So there was these little bricks which were there to pick out the details. So I did it similar to the Dutch barn, but I just wanted to make it look like, I'm assuming it's supposed to be some kind of rendering on the outside, and you just bricks showing. I'm not sure, but that's the way I painted it. But yeah, similar kind of idea as the Dutch barn and the way I painted it. It should look absolutely fine from your view of from a few feet away on the table. It's that shadow from the edge of the roof there is making it hard to show you. But yeah, I'm quite happy with them, and I've now got 4 buildings done. I'm going to look at getting a different manufacturer's buildings just to try the scale size. I talk about this a little bit on the unboxing, which is more of a vlog thing, a vlog chat than unboxing chat, but I talked a little bit around the groups. There's some chatter about whether these are too big and whether the footprint is too big, and I will repeat myself a little bit here. I don't, I think the models next to them look absolutely fine, but I can understand that if you're trying to represent a building on a large battle map, so to speak, then the footprint might take up more space than you require. So some people are looking at using slightly smaller buildings. I don't think there's anything wrong with the building. There we go, I'm breaking that already. I don't think there's anything wrong with the scale of the buildings. They clearly look fine next to the miniatures, so there's nothing to complain about there. But I think that there is definitely an option to grab yourself some 10mm buildings, which I showed in the unboxing of these on a little comparison, or looking at some slightly different scaled 15mm buildings. Someone's commenting today on one of my videos, I think it's Mike, about using hovels buildings, and I know that the guys from the Plastic Crack podcast in the last episode were talking about hovels, and Don was talking about it. So I'm probably going to order a couple and just see how they are. They might not mix and match with these, which again is not a problem. Different days, different battlefields. I might put different things on, but it might be nice to do a bit of a comparison. Anyway, I'll put the buildings to the side, and then I've also been working on a little something else, so let me just grab those over and come back to you. So I'm just going to pop a little message on, well, not a message, it's one of the comments on one of my videos on the screen from William, who's sort of made a suggestion there, as you can see, about doing some more conversions. And obviously on the last vlog I talked a little bit about doing head swaps and moving an arm on one of the officers and things, and I must admit, when I did the head swap on the artillery, I was thinking purely about the resources for those officers rather than actually what they will look like on here. Now, so these are the ones. Officer, the commanders from the commander's screw head, fantastic, wonderful. They look fine, great. So they're slightly different, but at tabletop level you're not really going to notice the difference. But as you can see from William's comment, he asked me whether I'd seen any of the other conversions going about, and I hadn't. So this isn't my idea at all. I've literally just copied, and I'll show you on the grey ones because I think they're much better on the camera. So the first conversion is really, really simple, and I'll put a couple of little pictures up at the same time. Well, it's really simple. It's just trimming off the back crew member and just replacing him. You can see in the pictures I'm just popping up that trimmed him off the back and repositioned him, and here he is on the base. And I've done myself one of these for now for both sides. And obviously you can position him quite a few different places. He makes more sense there. So yeah, not my idea. But I think pretty effective, and thank you, William, for sharing that idea. But that wasn't the only idea. So if I put that message back up again, there we go. See, the other suggestion he makes is basically switching the axle around, switching the layout of the wheels around. So on your standard layout, this part is on this side. I'll just pop the pictures up again. You can see what I've done now. If you drill through the holes of the wheels, you can completely swap which sides to go on. So really, really simple. Now what I've done as well is I've carefully taken a blade down and I've trimmed the the hub of the axle off, and then glued that back on the opposite side, so that it looks all neat and tidy. You know, you don't have to do that. I found that when I cut that off anyway, because I cut it so close, you need a really sharp blade to do it, that there was a hole there anyway, but I did use a pin drill, just to make sure the hole was big enough, and just swap the sides there. So that just giving you another very small minor variation, rather than, because we've all got a lot of cannons. Anyone that's bought this set is going to, you get one of these cannons on every single sprue, so we all have a lot of firepower. But it's nice just to change up the way they look a little bit. So, and that's just another variation. I'm sure you could also do a fourth variation and swap these sides, and also remove this back gunner again, and reposition him. And I'll probably do that on some as well. So that will give me 4 variations from very minor conversions. Of course, you could do even more. You could spend a lot of time maybe removing one of the other crew members, but the others do seem to be a lot more attached to the wheel and would need a lot more fixing. So I'm probably going to just stick at these 4 variations. So the head swaps, which is super simple, maybe just moving heads around and swapping heads around on a normal artillery piece. I quite like the axle swap, just to switch the size a little bit, and then trimming him off the back and reposition him is pretty good as well. Just create a little bit of variation. So if you've got a nice long line of guns, they just won't look like the same thing over and over again. Anyway, that's another relatively short vlog, and that's the whole point of these, really, just to for me to chance to speak at the internet. A few people are listening and enjoying it, so thank you for those people who have got in touch and made comments and subscribed, etc. I'm enjoy doing this. As I said, there are other things on the channel as well. It's not all going to be epic ACW, but there will be this for a long time, I imagine, and there will be other black powder things coming as well. I'm definitely going to be, there's going to be a lot of historical stuff on here, as well as some of the other things I do. So if you're enjoying watching these, then please do subscribe, and I will continue to do them. So thanks for watching again, and I'll catch you soon.